Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video, and this one we're going to look at Indigo Protocol V2, which has now gone live on mainnet. Congratulations to the team for getting this out and the recent past proposals to implement some new parameters that will impact both new CDPs being opened and ones that are already open. CDPs are collateralized debt positions. I did do videos on it before looking at how you could use the protocol and why you would actually mint iAssets, and we might get into some of that in this one. But I want to talk through some of the changes in V2, how they impact the protocol, how they impact you, the end user, or the potential user of the platform. If you get value, please do share it out. Let people know what is going on and what they need to know about the protocol. Subscribe if you're new. Ask questions down below, and I might do a follow-up on this then with more a deep dive into ways that you could use it and how you could actually use your CDPs to earn yield. Let's jump into it. Okay, so anyone not familiar with CDPs, on a very high level, how they work is that I use my ADA, I put in my ADA as collateral, and then I can create iAssets against that. So I don't sell the ADA or anything like that. The ADA sits there, and as long as my collateral ratio is okay, then it doesn't get liquidated. I can always cash back in the iAsset that I have, get back my collateral from it. So there are some fees with that. That'll make a bit more sense as we go through it too. But some of the fees on it, for V1, the fees were 2% withdrawal and closure fee. So when you closed out your CDP, then you had to pay a 2% fee, and then there was a 2% liquidation fee. So if your position got liquidated, that is where the collateral you have against your debt, so against your CDP, wasn't enough to keep it open. There's different rates on each type of iAsset, 110%, 120%, depends on the asset. You'll see some of them in a minute. Then it would get liquidated. So things have changed now with V2. One of the biggest changes is that the interest rate. So now there is going to be an ongoing interest rate. So before this, Indigo was the #1 for TVL on Cardano. You can see MinSwap has now passed it out in the last few days since V2 has come in. There's two reasons on this, I think. They have removed the 2% fee for closing a CDP. So that means that people who had their positions open for a while, were just sitting there, not really doing much with them, then they're able to close them out now without that 2% fee. As well, people who had the position sitting there, not doing much, only just having the iAsset created, then what they're looking at now is now they have to actually pay an ongoing interest on that. So the longer they keep it open, then they would have to pay interest on it. And we'll look at some of the rates in a minute. So that's why some people, you might see the TVL for Indigo, I think, dropping a little bit over the next while as people close out positions that they're not actively using in the market, either to use the iUSD to buy other assets or to hedge against their portfolio or different ways, which we can look at towards the end too. Some of the other fees then are 0.5% debt minting. So when you create an iAsset, there is a 0.5% fee. Redemption fee. This is something new. There is now a redemption in there where someone else can redeem against your CDP. Now that's if it goes down to certain levels. At the minute, the redemption is set at the liquidation level. So redemption doesn't come into play. And I'll explain it a bit more when we get into it and look at some examples on it. But basically it means that before your position hits the liquidation, depending on what the redemption level is set at, someone else can come in and start paying back part of the position and take some of the collateral from that to try and save as much of it being liquidated if the market does actually drop. Then the stability pool. So if you put your assets into the stability pool, when you're taking them out now, there is a 0.5% stability pool fee, and then the liquidation processing fee of 2%. So if we look at some of the examples on this then. So this is the dashboard for V2. If you haven't looked at it in a while, you probably see some of the UI has changed, some nice dashboards and everything when you come in and take a look through this as well. But if you look down here, you still have the same assets, iETH, iBTC, and iUSD. You can see I have a test iUSD position open in this, which we'll look at in a minute as one of the examples. And then these are where everything sits right now, market caps for each of the positions. So if I come in and look actually at this CDP, so I'll go into manage this iUSD. So when I come in here, you can see that right now the collateral on this one sits at 200%. That's because I have 58 up and my debt is 11.35 iUSD. Well, that's the debt that I minted. If you look at it over here, you can see that the debt is what I minted. My total debt is slightly higher, and you can see the accrued interest here is going up. So this is, at the minute, the interest on iUSD is fairly high. It's at 20%. That's an APY. So that's over the year if you left it open. But for anyone who isn't actively using the positions, then they need to look at this and consider, do they keep them open or do they close them out? Some of the other things then that we talked about, some of the other fees that have come into it. So at the minute, you can see there is a liquidation ratio. So that is 120%. So if this position dropped to 120% on the collateral ratio, then the position would get liquidated. Maintenance ratio is 150%. So you can't open a position under 150%. So if this was down under 150, I couldn't come in and mint any more assets on this until it was back up above 150%. Redemption margin. So this is currently set to the same as the liquidation ratio. I would expect some governance proposals to come in on this in a while to push this up to maybe 140, maybe even 150. We'll wait and see what happens. And that means that if the position goes below that level, anybody else can come in then and they can start to pay off some of the position. And there's different reasons why you would do that. There's some advantages to it. There might be extra collateral the user might be able to take out of it, or different reasons. Once that is raised up, once we have it on the first asset, then we can look at some of the actual concrete examples of it. So redemption indie staking fee of 1%. So the portion imposed, so this is if you do go through with a redemption, there's 1% goes to indie stakers, and then redemption fee, there's 1% goes back to the actual owner of the CDP. So they are the new examples on it. Now, they're not all the same. You'll see if I change this now to IBTC, you'll see the interest rate on Bitcoin is 10.95 or IBTC. I don't have a position, so this is if I was opening one new. Say I put up 10A collateral. This is how much I could mint at a 215% collateral. If I change that to 155, you can see I can mint a bit more on it. If I change it to 175, I can mint a bit less. There's reasons, obviously, by some of the ratios that we looked at there to keep a certain amount of collateral. You can see it's a bit lower for Bitcoin here with 110% for liquidation. The maintenance ratio is 130, and then interest rate, which we talked about, is lower. But these ones here for the redemption, the minting fee and things like that are all standard across the board. So why would you actually mint some of the assets right now? So if you look at, let's say we go to MinSwap right now, you look at farming opportunities. So if you minted iUSD, what you could do is come in, they have one of their stable swaps here. Because it's new, there is a decent yield farming opportunity on this. So you mint your iUSD, you come over to MinSwap, then you sell half of the position for ZED, and you put the two assets then into the stable swap pool. You can be earning 27% APY, so this, or APR on this position. Now this will change as there's more assets go into it, then, or as there's more liquidity goes into the pool, then the percentage you're going to be earning is going to go down slightly. With stable swaps, there is a lot less or nearly no impermanent loss. You still might get a small bit, especially with the depeg of assets, but due to the formula and how things work with the stable swap pool, then it's definitely a lot less than you would have been familiar with if you went into a pool like this. Yes, there is a higher APR on this, but you're open to impermanent loss because you're trading two assets that aren't pegged to the same price with ADA and iUSD here. You also have the likes of Liquid. You could come over here with your iUSD and you could provide it and get 14% APY for providing that to the market. Right now with the 20% fee on having the position, the CDP on Indigo on 14% here, the numbers don't really match up. But if that does come down, then there's an opportunity here to earn risk-free. Well, not risk-free because you always have smart contract risk, but outside of smart contract risk, then this is an opportunity too that is nearly risk-free. You also have opportunities on LenFi, and let's refresh this one. So you can see you could provide, again here right now with the percentages on Indigo, it doesn't line up right now. Maybe with, let's have a look at IBTC. IBTC, there's no market for it there yet. Let's have a look here on Liquid. So IBTC isn't on Liquid yet. Maybe we will see that in time, and that would open up opportunities too. Other opportunities then if you wanted to mint IBTC. So if we look at the ADA Bitcoin chart right now, you can see that it's been down for a long time, maybe finding a bottom here. So if you actually thought that this was the bottom for ADA against Bitcoin, you think that ADA is going to grow at a faster rate right now than Bitcoin, what you could do is you could come into Indigo, mint your IBTC, use your ADA as collateral, mint the IBTC, go to the market, sell the IBTC then for ADA and just hold that and wait. If you're right and ADA grows against Bitcoin, once it gets up to whatever targets you set in the short term or long term, then you can sell off the IBTC back into ADA. You need to sell the ADA back into IBTC or as much IBTC as you need to repay your CDP loan, pay that back, and then you're going to be left with the difference. You just have to, now because there's interest, you just have to make sure you take that into account, that you also calculate what the interest due is going to be. But as you've seen on my iUSD position here, you can see that you can always come in here and see what is the total debt that you need to actually pay back. There's some very high level examples of why you would do it. The likes of iUSD, then actually on that Bitcoin one, you can go even deeper. So as you mint your IBTC and then you sell the BTC for ADA, you could then use that ADA to come in and mint even more IBTC and then do the same thing again. It does get a little bit complicated and it gets a little bit more risk on it every time, but it allows you to effectively leverage your position. Obviously, when you bring leverage into things, it does escalate the gains and it also escalates the losses if things start to go against you. With your IBTC, what you could do is I could come in with my ADA, I could mint iUSD. If I think the price of ADA is going to go up, then I can come in, use the iUSD, buy ADA. If ADA does go up, then eventually, whatever my targets are, I sell the ADA back to iUSD, pay back my position, and then you can keep the difference there. But as I looked at MintSwap, Liquid, LendFi, there's lots of other opportunities out there as well for when you start to dive down this rabbit hole. If it's of interest, maybe I'll do a deeper video looking at a lot more of the opportunities that are out there in the ecosystem at the minute. Hope you got value from this. Thanks for watching. Share it out. Let others know. If any of it was too complicated or anything, let me know. I'll do simplified versions of that too. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.